Preston Pogue. This is March the 11th, and this is my 6th period class. All right, so we're gonna move to something new today. We just got through with what? Mental illness. All right. Now we're gonna go to a topic that is a hot topic, all right, especially for high school. It is vaping. All right. Before we do anything on vaping, I gave you a handout. I don't want you to read the first 2 pages. I want you to turn to the 3rd page. All right, on the 3rd page, we're going to do this. You're going to read it and answer. It's a pre and post test on vaping. All right, look at me. So prediction, that's your pre-test. Read these questions and mark true or false. You understand that? Yes, sir. Okay. So once you have that finished, I want you need to get your Chromebook out. Go ahead and get your Chromebook out. All right, so once you answer your prediction or pretest, now you can go to your post and you're going to research the answers. So it should be pretty easy. So, and don't go back and change your answers. So it's just the opening of the vaping chapter. So mark it and then research it and put the true or false. And then it says put 3 facts, all right, that support your answer. All right, so you got to research it and find 3 facts that support your answer. Don't wait. Any questions? All right, shouldn't take you too long. Let's say 10 minutes and do it real quick. All right, go. Do your pre-test first. Answer all your pre-tests first. Don't research first. Go ahead and do your pre-test. There you go. Go ahead and answer that last one before you do that. Remember, do your pre-test before you do any research.
Correct.
It's Coach Pogue.
Hey, I think Tanya Ayala to check out.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Remember, 3 facts to support your answer when you research it on each one of them. Okay. Three facts on each one of them, yes. That support your answer.
Steve.
Take about 3 more minutes. All right, be wrapping it up. All right, let's talk about it. All right, let's go down the list. First one, most e-cigarettes contain only water and flavoring. Huh? Everybody get it right? All right. Why is it false? Give us some things, the three, Madeline, tell me three things you wrote down.
Well, I wrote down that it has nicotine, proline, and it has, like flavorings and stuff that can also be addictive, like just a bunch of other chemicals.
Okay. Who else has something different? Okay.
I looked it up. It said there's no water in the cartridges that people use.
No. Okay. Who else? What?
There's a chemical called aerosol. Again, it gives off a.
So that's a good point. So aerosol, sort of like secondhand smoke. So if you're smoking a cigarette, right, and you're in a car, and you get secondhand smoke, is that bad for you? So they say this aerosol from vaping is the same type deal, right? I mean, you can see somebody riding down the street and a window down there vaping and stuff goes everywhere, right? Have y'all seen that? All right. So let me ask you this. Are they any vapes that they contain no nicotine?
Yes.
Yes, they are some, but they're very, I mean, you know, most teenagers or young guys that vape, right? They use two kinds, Juuls. Y'all know the other kind?
THC.
No, the other kind is Puff Bar. So both of those, 100% of their products have nicotine.
Ain't nobody eats Puff Bar anymore.
Well, I'm just saying, that's just.
They got damn better put something in it.
Okay, so that gives you an idea. All right, number two, lots of tobacco smoke, the aerosol given off, an e-cigarette can contain dangerous chemicals. We just answered it. Is it true or false? True. So everybody get it right? So same thing, secondhand smoke. All right, three, as long as the e-cigarette doesn't contain nicotine, it's safe for teens.
False.
Why would
It is false. Why would it be false?
I mean, you can still, yeah, it's just bad.
Say it again.
It's
It's still bad. Why though?
because you can still get addicted, technically in a way, it's not.
But they're talking here, probably not addictive. Why would it be dangerous? Tell me, Dawson.
how we smoke, right?
It's not really smoke. What is it?
Because they can contain other chemicals in it.
Other chemicals. I mean, it's like they heat it up, and it's like heat going down your esophagus. What?
They can still give you like cancer and stuff like that.
It can still give you cancer. But what it's saying when it heats up and you put stuff in your body, that gets damaged, right? Your lungs. Right? There's a lot of things you can do to your lungs. Right? Your esophagus, it could burn you. Is the biggest thing. All right. Number four, a Juul pod contains as much nicotine as a whole pack of cigarettes. Somebody different. What'd you put? True or false?
True.
True. Is it true? Yes. I'm gonna show y'all a video here in a minute. Hold on a minute. I'm gonna show you a video here in a minute, and this girl did a Juul a day, and you're gonna see what results happen with her. What?
Said it contains as much nicotine as 20 cigarettes.
So 20 cigarettes. How many cigarettes in a pack?
100, no, like
In one pack?
25.
Nah, not 25. It'd be like 12 or 15, right? So it's really a little bit more than a pack of cigarettes. What else do you have? Some other things you wrote down on that one? What else do you write on? Some of the facts. Do you have anything different? What?
It contains 3 to 5% nicotine.
All right, 3 to 5% nicotine. Why does that matter?
That's what makes it addictive.
Right. So I was reading, do y'all know how quick you can get addicted to nicotine?
Real quick.
How quick?
You can't really describe that quick.
Yeah, it depends how much you do, but in some cases, 1 to 2 days.
Yeah,
Or 1 to 2 times you do it, right? Y'all know why?
because nicotine is so addictive.
So think about, what was that chemical we talked about in the brain? Hold on a minute. In the brain,
Dopamine.
what is it?
Dopamine.
Dopamine. So the feel good chemical, right? So you vape the first time, the nicotine, you get that sensation, and you want to keep doing it.
Yeah.
What did I tell y'all last time when I talked about dopamine? Like with a drug addict, what is he trying to do?
Just that first.
So he gets high and he's trying to chase that first high, right? Same when you get addicted to nicotine, right? You see people all the time, whether it's a vape or cigarette, they eat something, where they gotta go? They gotta go smoke or vape, alright? So, it's not good. Number 5, teens who vape are more likely to start smoking cigarettes.
Yes.
I think True involved in that one.
Alright, who put true, raise your hand. Who put false? You put false too, alright?
I put those.
Tell me why it's true. Tell me why you think it's true.
Because there's nicotine in both of them, when they start with vapes, they just wanna move to something else.
Yeah, so they say when you start with a vape with nicotine, it can move to tobacco. What else could it lead to? Dip, drugs, right? They mentioned like cocaine, right? So stuff like that. What's some other facts you put about it?
There was a study that young people that used vapes had 7 times higher odds of becoming smokers 1 year later.
Smokers what?
1 year later.
1 year later. So that's big, all right? It's huge. Y'all answer this for me. Why do y'all think teenagers vape? Because there's a lot of consequences, all right? There's a lot of things that could happen to you. Why do you think?
They want to be cool.
That could be when they want to be cool and blow the smoke all over the place and stuff like that. What do you think, Brandon?
Stress.
Stress, right? Maybe it's a stress reliever. They think it's a stress reliever, right? What are you gonna say? You gonna say stress? What's some other reasons?
I think you feel it. No, that's straight.
I seen a commercial that said that vaping makes you more depressed and gives you anxiety quicker.
So more depressing society. But why do people do it? Right? Maybe because who they hang out with. Right? If you hanging out with people and they're doing things all the time that's bad, and you're like, man, I'm not doing that. No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. But you hang with them all the time, what happens? You start thinking, what? Man, it's all right to do it. Okay. This is teenagers. This is you guys. Y'all are not. Your brain's not fully developed, right? So y'all think about the now. What does that mean?
Don't think about the consequences later.
Yeah, you don't think about the consequences. So you think about the now, man. Oh, okay, here's a jewel. Here's this and that. Right? You don't think about the consequences. You don't think about, like we think, we're older, about what could happen to you later on. There's a lot of bad things that could happen to you. Right? And I'm not just saying that because I'm teaching this class. I mean, look at the research. I mean, a lot of stuff is bad for you. Right? And this can damage your lungs, put you in the hospital, put you on a ventilator, a lot of things. Right? The last one. Teens are more vulnerable to nicotine addiction than adults are.
True.
True.
Who put false? Everybody put false? Everybody true. Why is it true? Why?
There's are interested about.
Yes.
I put false, but like
You put false again?
So,
Yeah. So it's true, right? Because she hit it on the head. Because your brain is still developing. Yeah. Right? You're in a learning process in your brain. Right? So that happens. Where adults can make a better decision than you guys because your brain's not developed. You understand that? Did y'all write anything else on that one? All right. Talk to me about this. Talk to me about vaping and a marketing strategy. Why was vaping, let's talk about marketing strategy. Why was vaping invented? Don't have to raise your hand, just tell me.
It's safer than cigarettes.
Safer, maybe better for you than cigarettes. But why did they come up with vaping? Why do they say they come with vaping?
It's cooler than younger people.
Cool with young people. To make you what?
Since the addiction, so it's addiction, you know, like teens are more likely to be addicted to cigarettes later on and stuff, and so if they give it to teens, they're gonna be more likely to do it than I assume, you know, like adults or whatever. They're gonna really just go for it.
Yeah.
And just,
I don't know if it was designed at first to talk about the teens. I think it just happened, right? The marketing strategy was, if you vape, it makes you quit what? Smoking, and vaping is better for you than smoking. That's exactly how it happened when it first came out, right?
And now it's the other way around.
And now, they still say, they still say it might be not as bad as cigarette smoking, but it's bad. Neither one of them's good. So that approach, that was a marketing tool to say, quit smoking cigarettes, you'll vape. Right? Now it's evolved where a lot of teenagers are vaping. That we just talked about. Flavor, whatever it may be. But what kind of marketing strategy is it now? For young people, what else? How do they market it? I'm talking about marketing, like how do they package it? How do they, you know, you go to these stores and they, smoke shops or whatever. How do they market all that stuff?
Flashy stuff on it.
Flashy, colors, man, it's the coolest thing, right? Y'all see that?
Flavored.
Flavors.
They put cartoon characters on
Put what?
it. Cartoon characters.
Cartoon characters. I think a lot of different, just research out, there's a lot of different things, right? I saw one with, it looks like candy, different candy, stuff like that. So that's the marketing tools, hey man, to get your eyes on them. If you're in a convenience store or a smokestack, all right? What do y'all think some other risks are about vaping? Breathing later on, right? Asthma, depression, anxiety, cancer.
couldn't you die from it?
You could die from it. When I show this video, these teenagers almost died. Okay? Heart problem, it can explode. Y'all ever seen pictures like explode you like your hands or their lips? I mean, that's a big deal too.
I don't feel bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's dangerous. Right? What's some things that people taking advantage of, baby? What are they doing now to it?
Putting THC.
As the,
Putting different stuff in it, and a lot of times we don't even know what's in it. Right? Somebody might hit a vape and not know what's in it. It could be all sorts of metals or different kind of stuff that can kill you. Right? So just think about it in the news right now. So there's a basketball player in WNBA basketball player, one of the best basketball players in college. She's playing pro basketball in Russia. What happened? Do y'all know?
Yeah.
Why did she get arrested? So she got arrested. She had a vape. She get on an airplane. They check her bag. She's got a vape, and she's got illegal substance in the vape. So she's in trouble, right? Especially times it is now. But she's in trouble because of that. Right? What blows my mind, you know, people vape stuff like that and don't have a clue what's in it. Right? She might think something's in it, but she don't know everything's in it. Right? That can kill you or get you in trouble. Which is big. All right. I want you on that. I'm gonna turn that over, and I want you to take notes on this. This is an 8-minute video, and it talks about it's a teenager. She vapes. Her parents didn't know she vaped. She vaped every day. All right. The whole jewel, which is like 17 cigarettes. Parents didn't know, and she's a big time dancer. And she still did all that kind of stuff. But you watch what happens. Take notes on anything that catches you, man. You know, it's like, man, I didn't know that, or gosh, I didn't know that could happen to me. All right.
Cigarette smoking among American young people is at historic lows, but the number of children using electronic cigarettes has increased. The government estimates the number is 2 million. Although e-cigarettes deliver nicotine, many teens mistakenly believe there are no serious health risks. And since newer devices look like computer thumb drives, it's harder for educators to detect them. That has led to worries about e-cigarettes in schools, including the most popular one, Juul. Special correspondent Kavitha Cardoza, with our partner Education Week, visited the school in Milford, Connecticut, where the principal is trying to change the behavior. It's part of our weekly series, Making the Grade.
A lot of Juuls that remain in.
Frank Thompson, the principal of Jonathan Law High School, opens what he calls his vaping drawer.
These are some of the items that we confiscated this week.
The items are all e-cigarettes. The most popular brand by far is called Juul.
This is a Juul. I know it looks like a flash drive, right? So the liquid goes in here.
Basically, they're devices that heat up a liquid, often nicotine, and you inhale the vapor.
And then they smoke it, they vape it.
Kids can hide them anywhere.
Their socks, their backpacks, their pockets, their wallets, their bras, back pockets, everywhere.
Anywhere. Yeah. Because they're so small.
Students Zane Brooks and Emma Hart say that's part of Juul's popularity.
It's a lot easier than smoking a cigarette or drinking. People do it in class all the time, and kids like that it's sneaky and that they're getting away with it because it gives you that like rebellion.
Are you really writing about Christopher Columbus? I have athletes doing it. I have honors kids doing it. There's absolutely no stereotype in terms of the spectrum of who would be doing this.
That makes this school in Milford, Connecticut, typical. Juuling, as it's called, has spiked all over the country among youth. But unlike alcohol or cigarettes, often parents aren't even sure what it is. Parent Liz Goodwin has 2 teenagers in the school. She found nicotine liquid pods in their pockets while she was doing laundry.
When I found the pods, I Googled it and looked for it, and I couldn't find anything. I just had a photo of it and tried to describe it, and what is this? And then I saw the amount of nicotine. It's the equivalent of 1 pack of cigarettes. I also understood some of my adult friends used e-cigarettes as a way of getting off of smoking. So I didn't know how dangerous it was.
I'll show you what was going on.
Principal Thompson says his aha moment was in the bathroom.
So your typical high school bathroom, right?
Brings back memories.
Just like watching Grease, right? But what was happening was you might have 5 or 6 kids hanging out in here with the door closed and vaping.
Teachers said groups of students were gone for more than 20-25 minutes at a time.
I had boys wrestling in the bathrooms. I had girls setting up little tent cities in the bathrooms so they could hang out and then come back totally lost because they missed that instructional time and really unfocused because they were buzzed from the vaping.
It was hard to know for certain though because there are no obvious signs. There's very little smoke and no characteristic cigarette smell.
You really can't tell. How do I know it's not a Bath and Body Works perfume that they spray that smells like mango?
Suchitra Krishnan Saran runs the Yale Tobacco Centers of Regulatory Science at Yale University. She says the flavors are a big part of e-cigarettes' popularity. They sound playful and harmless. Mango, mint, cotton candy, blueberry pie.
These products come in over 7,000 different flavors, and they can also mix and match to create their own, which again introduces a sense of novelty.
But the vapors inhaled have been found to contain lead, zinc, chromium, and nickel. And Krishnan Saran says nicotine, the main liquid in these devices, is extremely addictive and can cause memory and attention loss, especially in the developing teenage brain.
There's something about nicotine that the teen brain is not only more sensitive to it, but it also leads to greater use of other substances like cocaine, marijuana.
Juuls were created as a way to help adult smokers stop smoking. Krishnan Saran says there's not a lot of research available, but e-cigarettes do contain fewer toxic chemicals than a regular cigarette. But she says that...
There's your background. Now I'm going to show you the one about the teenage girl.
You hid your vape underneath your pillows.
Yeah.
And you would come and smoke how often?
Oh, I couldn't go longer than like 10, 15 minutes without hitting it. It was so addicting. I brought it with me everywhere I went.
Seema Herman never expected that what she thought was a harmless habit, vaping, would end up nearly killing her.
It took 2 days for my lungs to fail and I almost died.
The 18-year-old going viral with this photo from her hospital bed, a tube still pumping oxygen to her failing lungs. In her hands, a call to action.
Asked for like a pen and paper because that was the only way I could communicate. And I wrote, I want to start a no vaping campaign. That was the first thing I did when I opened my eyes.
Seema's story is just the latest in a landslide of incidents linked to vaping, sparking what many officials are calling a national health crisis.
What we've seen in the course of the past, let's say, month, is an increased number of people coming in with respiratory problems as a result of vaping.
So far, the Centers for Disease Control report more than 450 possible cases in 33 states of lung illness associated with vaping. And 6 deaths have been confirmed in California, Illinois, Indiana, Minnesota, Oregon, and now Kansas. Last Friday, the CDC issued a stark warning. If you are vaping, no matter how old you are, you should consider stopping.
Like, I didn't think of myself as a smoker. Vaping just makes it seem like it's nothing, like you're doing nothing wrong.
Seema was in high school when she started vaping nicotine.
I was 16 the first time, 15 even, the first time I bought it at the smoke shop. I went in and I was like, can I get a pack of Juul pods? And they were like, how old are you? And I said 22. And they were just like, okay. It ended up becoming my oxygen. I couldn't live without it. I needed it all the time, every day. But because all of my friends were doing it all the time and no one else had symptoms that I had, I couldn't, like, I wouldn't even have imagined that maybe this is killing me.
Seema was an active, healthy teen. She'd been dancing for years, even making dance team her freshman year of college. But as her vaping habit increased, adding in cannabis, her ability to dance disappeared. She was vaping a cartridge a day. That's like smoking the same amount of nicotine as a pack of cigarettes in one day. Her parents had no idea their daughter had become hopelessly addicted.
This healthy dancer dancing 12 hours a week stopped dancing because of it, stopped living because of it, stopped going to school and college because of it.
Seema says she was feeling sick all the time.
Over a year, I lost like 50 pounds without trying.
50 pounds.
Yeah.
By this summer, Seema had stopped going to her college classes. She says her health issues were getting worse, but no doctor could nail down what was wrong.
Did you not tell the doctors that you vaped?
I actually did. I made sure that every hospital, every ER, every doctor's office I went to, I told them that I smoked.
But you never thought, I can't breathe, I feel like I'm gonna die. Maybe it's because I'm vaping every 10 to 15 minutes.
No doctor ever said, like, maybe you should stop vaping.
It all came to a head on August 15th when Seema's dad rushed her to the ER.
I said, go fast, don't let me close my eyes, don't let me fall asleep or I won't wake up.
Now, why did you say that?
Because I knew I was dying.
You felt death on you.
Yeah, it was terrifying. The worst part was I couldn't let it, like, my parents watch it happen to me.
But hospital staff couldn't figure out why Seema couldn't breathe. 2 days later, doctors had to put her on a ventilator.
I was begging them, vent her faster, she's going to die. And it was terrifying.
It was in that agonizing moment that Seema's cousin revealed her secret addiction.
She said, you know, she smokes every day. I said, what? What are you talking about? She said, she smokes every day. She smokes that vape. I said, you tell the doctors right now. You go tell the doctors right now. And I ransacked her room and I found all the vapes. They look like gum wrappers. They look like little candy wrappers. They look like little cute mascara wands.
This progression is so fast.
Dr. Catherine Melamed is a pulmonologist at UCLA Medical Center. She worked on Seema's case.
This was Seema's chest x-ray when she came into our hospital. These hazy white areas here at the base, at the bottom of her lungs, just show that she could have a pneumonia. But what you can then see is if we choose an x-ray from just less than 48 hours later, now her lungs, all of this white haziness here is inflammation. From just day 1 to day 3 is remarkable.
Dr. Melamed is on the front lines of what health officials fear is an emerging crisis. The National Youth Tobacco Survey found a 78% jump in e-cigarette usage among high school students alone, but any research on the impacts of vaping lags far behind.
part of vaping is heating oil and then inhaling that oil. And that's not something the lung is used to inhaling. And so with that comes an inflammatory reaction that then produces phlegm and sputum and gives the lungs sort of that wet cough phlegm property.
That sounds terrible and dangerous.
Yes.
Last month, 17-year-old Tristan Zofeld described how he spent 18 days in the hospital fighting for his life after vaping.
I woke up just throwing up everywhere, and my heart was just pounding on my chest, going 100 miles an hour.
Tristan lost 15 pounds and said he had to relearn to walk. And just yesterday, a Texas teen had to be rushed to the hospital after vaping at school.
He didn't pass out, and he would not wake up. Like, he was not waking up.
In Wisconsin today, a man was arrested for making thousands of illegal THC vaping cartridges.
Don't do it.
The state of New York is taking an aggressive approach in an attempt to find answers and crack down on black market products.
You shouldn't be vaping products that clearly you don't know what you're smoking or you're vaping.
Many vape.
Tell me some things. Watching this, I've watched this a couple of times, but what's some things that stood out to you? Say it again. Over 2 million teens. What else? How about the young lady who had to be rushed to the hospital?
6 deaths, 418 cases.
Yeah. What about her? Her lungs. So they did that one X-ray and had like what at the bottom of her lungs, and what 48 hours later, her whole lung, you can't even hardly see her lungs.
All fogged up.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of things that happen. What else? How often does she vape? Every 10 minutes. Right? How about the parent had no clue? What did they say it looked like in her room? Candy wrappers, gum wrappers, mascara, little deal. Right? The parents had no clue. All right. What did she said something? She said, "Well, the doctors never told me." Stop it. The doctor, did they know she was vaping? They had no clue she was vaping. They wouldn't know she was vaping until her cousin or whatever told her mom that.
She did make sure the doctor was trying to make sure Dr. Julia that
Say it again.
she did make sure Dr. Julia that she was vaping.
Yeah, to let them know. I mean, go tell them now that she vapes all the time. Okay. How about the guy? What did he look like?
He's bad.
He was bad, right? Lost a lot of weight, but he had to learn how to walk again.
Yeah.
Right?
Somebody in Texas passed out.
So with the girl, the mom said, vent her quickly. What if you get put on a ventilator? What does that mean?
You can't breathe on it.
Yeah, so a ventilator is not a good thing because it helps you breathe, and your body sort of starts relying on the ventilator if you don't have it for a long time. So her mom was like, "Man, vent her quick because she's gonna die." Okay. So I'll show you that because it's real life, right? Not Coach Poe, just throwing something up there. It's real life, man. So you guys, right? Because y'all are challenged with a lot of different stuff. I know that, right? But it gives you need to be educated on stuff like this. If somebody says, "Hey, man, you wanna hit this fuel," you'll know better, right? Or if you do, there's consequences. Y'all agree with that? There's bad consequences. But what struck me, and that other one said, it's not just a certain class, it's all you great students, athletes, and stuff like that, which is awful. Okay. So these next couple of days, we're going to talk about vaping more in detail, and we're going to do some good activities and stuff like that. I'm going to send something in the Google Classroom that I want y'all to read. All right, and it's going to be a video with it too, and I want y'all to look at it tonight. And then on Monday, we're going to talk about it. Okay. What questions do y'all have about anything else we talked about today? Is some of this stuff y'all already knew, right? Just some of the stuff you need to hear more often, right? No different than my football players learning stuff. They got to hear it over and over again. You guys need to hear about the consequences of vaping, what it does to your body. Okay? All right, good. Keep those notes, put it in your notebook, and we'll talk more about it on Monday. All right.